Thanks for joining us for another edition of Weekend Winners. We've got a big card of racing coming through at Albion Park because it's the listed Lucky Creed Open feature that takes place this Saturday night. Spirit of St Louis back in action. Majestic Cruiser, a last start Group 1 winner. He's in action for the first time at Albion Park this year for Jason Grimson. So they're going to be the two stars locking horns on Saturday night. In this edition of Weekend Winners, I'm going to catch up with Narissa McMullen and Shane Graham. The informed Narissa McMullen has a number of drives to go through on Saturday night, and she's joining us now. Narissa, appreciate the time.
No worries, Chris.
We start with race 4. This promises to be a good race because many expecting the Sydney siders to dominate here. Jillaby Kung Fu and Firefox. Your drive is Infatuation. Obvious question with Infatuation for you first up. He's absolutely flying. Has he gone any better?
No, he's gone absolutely super. Last week was pretty incredible, really, how fast he ran that last half.
Well, just on that, there's a school of thought that he's got the fastest ever closing split now with the way he finished off behind Deus Ex. He made up a stack of ground. I think it was a low 25 quarter, I think about 25.2.
Yeah, he was super. He felt awesome, and he really attacked the line too.
He's stepped up in grade, this horse, hasn't he? Came over from Perth, but he's answered the challenge every time Ronnie Salas has put him into a race that seems, difficult, but he's going better than ever.
He just continues to improve, and racing the better horses has probably helped him progress as well.
You're not using him off the gate. Is that helping him?
Yeah, I think he's better when we don't burn him early, especially sort of from the draw on Saturday. We'll just have to go back and tuck him in. Hopefully we can get a good trip, the same as last week.
And it doesn't matter what distance, whether it's the mile, the middle distance trip like Saturday night, or even over the longer journey, he's very adaptable.
Yeah, definitely. He's very versatile.
The other thing that stands out with Infatuation is your record on him. I was just having a quick look through. In all the drives that you've had behind Infatuation since he came over from the West, I think you've only missed a top 3 placing once.
He's a lovely horse to drive, which that always helps.
Okay, well that's a good race. Squeezed in between Jillaby Kung Fu and Firefox. It'll be interesting to see how hard they go early, that pair.
Yeah, hopefully there's plenty of speed on. That'll help us.
All right, well that's race 4. Infatuation absolutely flying. Race number 5. Again, you team up here with Ron Salas. Delightful Reason. She's going better than what the numerical form reads. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. She's racing really well. Been a little bit unlucky last start. She hit the line really good, but she just needs a bit of luck. She gets a split late. She always sprints through really well.
The other thing that probably is going against her at the moment, her run of bad draws.
Yeah, exactly. Probably a little bit stronger race on Saturday night as well, so she just needs a few things to go her way.
Well, speaking of class in that race, you got Big Wheels in gate 2, What's Up Sunshine drawn 8, Courageous Saint's going to get a perfect trip, you would think, from that inside draw. Where do you think you're going to land soon after the start here?
I think we've just got to go back and probably sort of look for the shortest way home, and if she gets the splits, she'll be there late.
Okay. In the coming weeks, if she finds one of those mares races, she's going well enough to score though, isn't she?
Yeah, definitely. Once she gets back to the mares only, she'll definitely be a really good show.
All right, we'll keep following her. Delightful Reason, the main race on Saturday night, the listed Lucky Creed for the open class performers. It Ain't the Money, your own runner here, drawn gate 3. Just makes it a little bit tricky now, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, we just probably got to grab up straight away and get in. But he is racing really well, just sort of driven cold, and that's what we'll plan to do Saturday. I'm sure he'll hit the line well.
Okay, had a couple of runs in the stand starts of late. Back to the mobile, is that better for him?
That's going to be a big help. We just wasn't going away all that well from the stands.
Those runs weren't bad in the stands.
No, his sectionals were really good. When you sort of broke down his own runs, he was racing really well against those better horses, and really strong race Saturday night, but he loves to follow speed, and I think he can run a good race against them.
Yeah, and he's proven that in the past. When you've stepped him up and you've tucked him away, he can really hit the line.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well that promises to be a very interesting race, that one, the Lucky Creed. Your other drive on Saturday night is King Triton. He's a last start winner. He was fresh up when he scored. This looks a good race for him because you've got I Need You Now on your outside. She went forward to lead last time out, so it looks like you're going to land a perfect spot.
Yeah, exactly. He's got the right draw, and it looks to be a suitable race for him. I think he can run a really good race.
Okay, he's come back in good form, judging by that first up win. And the form out of that race looks okay?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, that's King Triton there in race number 7. So a couple of good drives. Which one are you most looking forward to?
I think King Triton's probably my best chance from the draw.
Okay, race 7, number 1. You're in good form. Let's hope that continues on the weekend. Really appreciate the time. We'll see you trackside.
Thanks, Chris.
Shane Graham joins us to go through his book of drives for Saturday night, and he's in the hot seat now. Shane, appreciate the time.
No problems, Chris.
We start with race 3. Ella Guila, this is his 3rd run back. Is he ready to come to the party now?
Yeah, he, you know, like you said, he's just had those few starts back, and last week I was much happier with him. We sort of drew a bit wide and that bad, so we went back, and I was real happy with how he hit the line. So, you know, I think he'll definitely run a much better race.
All right, so 2 runs back, both have been good. Is he any chance of leading here?
Look, there's a lot of speed inside us in there, so, you know, I just don't know whether it's worth even, you know, contemplating, just, you know, for the fact that we possibly couldn't. But if he feels all right at the gate, we might sort of have a look. But, yeah, there is a fair bit of speed inside of him.
Does he have to lead to win?
He doesn't, no. Like, he sort of, in all these runs that we have, we've sort of led on him and whatnot. But he has one from back in the field, and, you know, when he is on his game and right, you know, he can sort of win from anywhere.
Okay, well, that's race 3, number 4, Ella Guila. Let's go to the next, race 4. You've got 2 runners here for your stable, Scarlett Bate and Rock Bottom. Let's talk about the mare firstly, Scarlett Bate. She's also facing the starter for the 3rd time this campaign. She's got a fire here on Saturday night in many ways, doesn't she?
Yeah, look, I think the other night she was, you know, she wasn't probably going to win it, but I think she would have run in the top sort of 3 or 4, you know, until she copped a little check on the corner. So even though, you know, on the paper it's not the number you want to see, I think her run was quite good still. Okay.
Barrier 1, you've got options. What's the first inclination you had when you saw Barrier 1?
Yeah, no, I was just happy with the draw to start with. You know, like there's, you know, obviously Luke's horse is there, and he trialled real good the other day, you know. So just being over the 2100, we might look at taking a sit, but you know, we'll just play it by ear and see what happens.
So you're still confident that she's on the right path for the Group 1 Golden Girl?
Yeah, she is. She, you know, like just being a bit older and probably just taking that few more runs to come to hand. Like last year when she come up here, she was rock hard and been racing sort of 6 months, so she didn't need, you know, this first time I brought her back from a good spell and that, so she just needs those first few runs, but no, everything's going well.
All right, Rock Bottom on the other hand, he just keeps on keeping on. He's flying, this guy.
He is, you know, like I was a little disappointed with him last week, but when you look at the clock, you know, he's still, you know, running probably the best, about as good as he can go, so he's just, you know, he's reliable. He puts in the same run every week, no matter where he draws, and just very consistent.
Okay, well, that's a good race, though, when you factor in those Sydney horses, Jillaby Kung Fu and Firefox.
Yeah, that's right. You know, like you said, they're, you know, one thing, Scarlett Bate, the field isn't going to get much harder than what she's facing on Saturday night, so it'll be a test anyway. Yeah,
good point. Race 6, which is the main event on Saturday night, the listed Lucky Creed Open. We go over the long journey here, 2,680 metres, and you picked up the drive on Aphorism. It's a horse you know well, but he strikes a really strong lineup here.
Yeah, he does, you know, it's yeah, it's a good field, and he had to do it a bit tough last start, you know, but his previous form before that was, you know, quite sound, so he seems a genuine old horse, so if he has a little bit of luck and a nice trip, you know, he'll be fine in the line.
A couple of those runs in those stand races, they were okay, weren't they?
They were, and you know, I think he was harshly handicapped being off 10, considering, you know, he sort of, I don't think he's won a free-for-all, so he was handicapped quite harsh, so you know, and like you said, he did run good races, so back to the mobile and that, he is drawn out a bit, but yeah, he seems a consistent old fella.
All right, race number 7, you've got a poor draw here, Gate 7, Gleneagle Warrior. He's had 4 runs back, he's yet to strike. Can he turn it around on Saturday night?
Yeah, look, he sort of, you know, I think he's racing well without, yeah, like barrier draws is just a killer, you know, and especially with his you know, his ability. If he draws good, he's thereabouts. But yeah, the draw makes it a bit tough.
Overall, when you're assessing Gleneagle Warrior, did you think he'd scaled, better heights, or has he just sort of plateaued a little bit in your opinion?
Yeah, look, I don't think he probably looked there at one stage. He might have went through his grades a bit more, but I think our racing up here is just that strong. Like once you win your QO and that and become a band 5, it is such a hard mark there, and barrier draws are everything. So as soon as you don't draw the alleys and your form looks a bit ordinary, but yeah, it's probably just he just needs that bit of luck.
Yeah, understood. And I wasn't knocking the horse, but just remembering him as a 3-year-old,
yeah.
He ran some great races against Governor Jujon.
He did. You're probably right. Like he, in the 3-year-old, that Redcliffe series, Governor sat outside of him and they went terrific time. Like you said, I probably did think maybe coming back at 4, but some horses just have that little purple patch and it's a bit hard for them to regain it.
Yeah, fair enough. Race number 8 for the mares. These have been absolute killers for punters in recent weeks. We've had a couple of odds-on favourites and they've all gone under. Soho Rhapsody, Soho Alamazi last week. Your drive here is Clowns to the left. She comes up with a kinder draw this week in comparison to last week. Can she lead here?
Yeah, look, she probably, the draws have been a killer for her too, like she's drawn wide every start, but she does have that gate speed. She probably didn't get out as quick as what I thought she can last week, which probably cost her finding a bit better spot. But yeah, we'll go forward again, and yeah, I think if she can find the top, she can run a cheeky race.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, the effort last week was okay because you had to go hard early. So if you could get the lead without spending too much petrol, it probably augurs well for her chances at the back end of the race.
Yeah, that's right. Like every run she's opened up, and even when she led the last start, she was very disappointing. But that was around the time when we'd sort of had bad weather and probably her work was just not enough that she needed. So we've had like good weather and good work with her. So yeah, if she can just get a nice, easier lead, yeah, she'll run a good race.
Do you think Soho Almazi will be sharper this week?
Yeah, for sure. Like she was first up last week and they it was only the last 100 she was found wanting, so I'm sure she'll be a lot better this week.
Okay, out of your drives on the weekend, which one are you looking forward to most?
Yeah, I'll probably say Scarlett Bate. It's a hard race, but she's drawn well.
Okay, race 4, number 1. Shane, as always, really appreciate the time. We'll see you trackside.
No worries. Thanks, Chris.
As always, a big thanks to both drivers, Narissa McMullen and Shane Graham. We wish them the best of luck on Saturday night. Time now for a good gamble. I think race 3, horse 1, Squire, is perfectly placed here. Going well. He finally comes up with that crucial inside draw, suited by the mile. He's going to prove very hard to catch. Race 3, number 1, Squire, marking him as the best bet on the program. If you are gambling this weekend, please do so responsibly. Walk away before losing it all. We'll see you trackside, the first of 10 at 4:40.